Hey everybody, and welcome to a new video where I'll be showing you how to build a nice, easy, concise factory that can start you off with the three main resources. We got limestone, we got iron, and well, there's copper's all the way in the distance because it was a bit far from here, but I'll be showing you how to make a nice, unique little factory that you can make so you can get started right in the early game, and you don't have to worry about things too much. So without any further ado, let's get on with it. Aw, I just wanted to slide. Alright, so you're going to spawn in the hub and everything like that, but I also wanted to show something specific in the hub. What we're going to do is we're going to rely on having everything for tier 1, so you're going to need foundations. Alright, logistics, you're going to need conveyors, splitters, mergers, conveyor lift, and field research, well, we don't really need any of that. So everything is going to be tier 1 abilities only, so that'll be nice. Alright everybody, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to start off with limestone, and we're not going to be flying because when you build it, you will not be flying as well. So what you want to do first is you want to bring out your foundations. Have it aimed at an area that you can go forward, and you're going to build yourself one here, another one here. And the nice thing about this is, depending on how high you go, you can bring out your miner, and it'll go right on top of there. Now for this one, we're going to use a miner Mark 1. Because all you have to do is look at the node. Now the most we can do at this stage in the game is 120. So a pure node, we just have to have a miner Mark 1, and that'll give us 120 per minute. Next up, you're going to build yourself some foundations. You're going to build 3 right here, and then we can zoop across. We'll build another 3, then we'll build another 3, and then we'll build 2 going across here. Not too bad. Then what we're going to do is we're going to take our power, 5, and I'm going to bring this out here right in the middle. Then this one is going to come right over here, and it's going to be built right here. So we have a space in between, and it goes across. Alright, following along, we're going to grab ourselves a splitter. Now the splitter is going to go right on top of this one. Now the orange is facing right over here, and it's going to go right into there. Then what I want to do is I want to take the merger. Now the merger is going to have the blue pointed forward. So that is going to go right over there. That's going to make it look like these power poles are part of this wonderful section right here. Next, what I want to do is I want to grab my constructor, and then that's going to go right here in the center, and I just want to aim perfectly in the middle, and bam, there we go. Now I can go and take my line. So, conveyor belt Mark 1. So that is going to go in the middle. That is going to go in the middle right here. And then right over here, I can have my storage bin. Now I can put the storage bin all the way up to the edge. Right in the middle to help my OCD. And then, of course, my conveyor belt line goes in perfectly. All the way down, no problems whatsoever. I can also grab a power line here and connect this one to this. And we're going to choose this one to be concrete. Now, granted, this looks like extra space for having all that, and there is a reason behind that. We're going to go to Conveyor Belt Mark 2, and we're going to hook this one up right here. So now this is taking 120 because it's a Conveyor Belt Mark 2, and it's going to split it up into 3. So this one is going to be right over here, and this one will be right over here. Then I can take my Conveyor Belt Mark 1, hook this up, jump over yet again, and conveyor belt Mark 1 over here. Now I just have to go on the other side and do the other section where I go over here and connect that one up. And then I go over here and I connect this one up. Then I can grab the power, connect it to this one, take the power, connect it to this one, and then take the power and bring it out to God knows wherever I want to bring it to. So I could have it on my main line. And just for fun, I'm going to bring a biomass burner over here, and I'm going to connect it to a biomass burner, because that's all we need for this one little setup. Now to set these up, these take 45 limestone to make 15 concrete. Unfortunately, we don't make 45 times 3. we make 40 times 3. So we make 120 limestone per minute. So what we could do is we could take this down here and change this to 1.3 or 13.33 repeating, and that'll give us 39.9999 repeating. Not too bad. Then we can copy the settings, go to this one, and we can Control V to paste it, or we can go to the other one and just look at it and press Control V to paste it, and it's already in there. Okay, so now we're ready to turn it on. So all we do is we go over here to our biomass burner and we shove in one of the solid biofuel just for fun. That'll turn on, and then this will start producing. Not too bad. Very easy. And if we look at our power grid, we are only using 17 megawatts, which will go down once it starts going, because the max cons on this should be a little bit lower. Because, and I'm going to have to fly for this one right here uses 4 megawatts. But once it starts getting the proper one and it fixes the clock speed, this power will go down to 3.4. So if we look at this, our max cons should have been 17, but now they go down to 15.3. Now granted, the production says 17. That will also go down once it fixes itself, because it's also a little weird at the moment. And that's it. And if you take 13.33 and you times that by 3, you'll be making 40 concrete per minute. And over time that'll build up and you'll be able to grab everything you want from here. Now in terms of traversing it, the only thing you'll probably have is the ramp, so I recommend putting in a ramp if you need to get over here. But other than that, that makes it easy to do all the concrete in a nice compressed little section, and everything looks really good. Alright, on to the next thing. Next up, we're going to start off with copper, which you're going to need a bit more space, but lucky for you, you're only going to need a normal node, because on this one, we just need 60. So, like before, we're going to start off with our foundation. You're going to find the area that you want to go out into, and you're going to build your 2 that you want to start it off on. Then you go over, you're going to grab your miner Mark 1, and you're going to put it into place. Alright, this one you're going to go out by 5. Then this one over here, you're going to come out by 5. This one as well, you're going to come out by 5. And then you're going to add 3 on the side right here. This one we're going to build a little bit backwards. So we're going to start off with our storage container. We're going to put it right here, right in the middle. And then we're going to put the next 2 right in the middle of theirs as well. This allows us to go up a ladder, get a little bit more height, and make it easier, because now we're going to switch over to constructors. We're going to put 1 constructor in front of each and every one, and each one of these constructors is going to be making exactly what we need it to make. So this one over here, this is going to be the one that's making copper sheets. 20 copper ingots to make 10 copper sheets. This one over here, this is going to make us wire. 15 copper ingots to make 30 wire. And this one over here is going to be making cable. 60 wire to make 30 cable. Then all you got to do is take your conveyor belt Mark 1, hook it up into each and every one of these. Now what you want to do is you want to take another constructor, come right over here, make sure it's on the line, put this one right here, and this one right here. This is going to take up our spot right here. And this is what's going to be just wire. Each one of these wire is going to take 15 ingots to make 30 wire, giving us 60 wire total. Then what we can do is we can take a merger, get the merger right in place, and have it green arrow for coming towards us. If you're ever unsure, press H to hold. You can look at it from different angles and see that everything matches up. Then what you can do is you can take your conveyor belt Mark 1, hook that up there. And then this one, take your conveyor belt Mark 1. If you liked it to be OCD, you're more than welcome to. I know I do. And then have this one, it gives just enough room to come in over here. And that is nice and hooked up. Next thing we want to do is we want to grab our splitters. And the splitters are going to be aimed right there. And see how I have the orange line going in on the other side. I'm going to press H to hold, and then I'm going to come over here, and it's coming in from this side. And this one over here is going to be doing the same thing, right on the line. But this one, the orange is going to be on this side. Then we take our conveyor belt Mark 1, we hook it up. Like I said before, if you like OCD, you're more than welcome to do that. Or if you want to be a little bit lenient with it, that is completely up to you if you want to save resources. At the beginning of the game, resources can be a little finicky, so I know that some people want to save some up. Next up, we're going to build our 2 wonderful smelters. So, the smelter, we're going to line this up right here. And the second one, we're going to line up right next to it. We're going to take our conveyor belt Mark 1, hook that up, and this one over here. And as you can see, no clipping, fits perfectly. This one we'll set to copper. This one will set to copper. And that'll be all the recipes set for everything that we need. So the last thing we need to do is we need to grab a splitter, aim it right here with the orange facing out. Grab our conveyor belt Mark 1 and make sure that we can get it into our conveyor belt. Unfortunately, this one didn't work out too good. But that doesn't mean that we can't change things. If you need to, you can always delete the miner, go back in and build another one to make sure that it's aimed perfectly. So, right like so, let's see, got it in there, and perfect. Then we make sure that this one has a line over here, and then this one over here. And like I said, if you want to make it OCD, and as you can see, everything is hooked up. Now we just have to worry about the power lines. So I'm going to grab this one right here. I'm going to aim it right in the middle. Press H and up. And try and get it perfectly in there. If I can't, that's okay. I can also choose different locations if you don't want it clipping in there as well. And then I'm going to connect that one to this one. And that one to this one. That's going to take these 3 over here. Now I have 2, 2, and 1. What I can do for this one is I can bring it right over here. I can bring this one right over here. And this one as well connected to that. These 2 I can connect right here. Connect right here. And then the final power line I want to connect right here in the middle to connect them all. Then I can put one to this one. I can grab this one over here. Bring that one over here, and then I can bring everything off into the distance wherever I want to build it. And then of course we're going to go into our power, we're going to find a biomass burner, and we're going to test out how much we have on this whole setup. So let's go into the biomass burner. It says 33 megawatts. Now, unfortunately, the biomass burner only produces 30 megawatts total. So does that mean that we're in trouble? Yes, absolutely. You're probably going to need 2 biomass burners just to make this work. But that is it for the copper. So what happens over here is it takes 60, divides it into 2, and this smelts us with 60 ingots total. 30 go over here to make us copper sheets. Alright, as well as some wire. Now we don't need as much copper sheets, so this is not going to get a full 20 per minute. This is only going to get 15 per minute, which is not bad because guess what? We don't need as much. Now you could change this to 7.5, and that would change it to 15 per minute, and that would give you a perfect ratio if you'd like. But this one needs 15 to make 30, so we'll be making 30 wire per minute. This one right here needs 60 wire to make 30 cable. With these 2 going over here and connecting together, we only need 1 belt to make this into 30 cable. Now you have yourself sheets, wire, and cable, and all your copper is in one easy condensed location. Now on to the most important one. That's right, we're getting into the iron. So now I have the main 2 for our wonderful miner that we'll be placing right here. Next, what we're going to do is we're going to grab a foundation and we're going to zoop it all the way 8 across. So it's going to go 8 over here. Then what we're going to do is we're going to go 2 wide and we're going to go 8 across on one side. And we're going to do the same thing on the other side so that the total is 5 by 8. There we go. Now we're ready to begin. First things first is you're going to take a splitter. You're going to aim it at the center right here. And it's going to be right in the middle of 2 foundations. Then you're going to rotate one so it goes over here on this side. And then you're going to rotate another one so it goes over here on this side. Next thing you want to do is you're going to want to get your smelter, and you're going to aim your smelter, and you're going to want to kind of put it in the box with it. What this does is if you actually go here to conveyor belt, bam, this fits in here perfectly. You can also build a conveyor belt Mark 1 in here, another one in here, grab your smelter, get one on the other side, match it up perfectly, and then build two of them on this side as well. Note that all smelters are in the middle line right here, as you can see. And then, of course, we're going to belt up each individual one. So the limestone and the iron are exact same. You need 120 per minute. You can use 2 regular normal nodes or 1 pure node to accomplish this. But all we would need is a conveyor belt Mark II to put into there, and we are set for the beginning part. Next up, we want a constructor, and our constructor is going to be put right here in this nice little square, right up into the corner. And we are going to build ourselves 3 constructors. Then we're going to take constructor and we're going to turn it backwards, and we're going to place this one right here. And we're going to go on the other side, and we're going to do the exact same thing on the other side. 3 constructors, and then the 4th constructor, we're going to turn it around and put it there. Now let's set the recipes. This first one is going to be iron plate, nothing special. This one, iron plate, same thing. Now we're going to go for iron rod and iron rod. Over here, iron rod, and on this one, iron rod. What this does is 15 ingots to 15 rods. So 15 and 15, that'll give us 30 ingots. This one, on the other hand, is 30 ingots into 20 plates. So this also needs 30 ingots. This over here, we can set these to iron ingots, and they make 30 per 30. So we have 60 over here, and that is taking 60 over there. Now for these last 2 that haven't been chosen, what we're going to do is we're going to choose the regular screw recipe. We just need 10 rods to make 40 screws. Now for the fun part, we're going to put our nice storage containers right here at the edge. We're going to put the blue one facing forward, and we're going to make sure that they are actually placed in the center line. Although we are only producing 3 items, we are going to make 5 of these. The reason being is iron items go the fastest. So you want to make sure that there's extra storage space so these things keep going. Now, let's start doing the belt work. Step number 1, you want a merger on the 2nd smelter facing towards you, going this way. And then you're going to switch over to splitters, and you're going to put a splitter on each one for the first 2, and then you're all set. Now what you do is you take yourself a conveyor belt, you hook one up, and all you need is a conveyor belt Mark 1, and that'll take care of everything that you need. Now, same as before, if you want to be OCD about it, I know I do. So I go forward, I put this little thing right here, and connect it. As for the other side, I'm going to do the same thing. Coming down here, going back to, and it's connected. Let's fly so you can take a look at it real quick and see exactly how we have everything set up. These 2 merge together, making a line of 60. 30 goes in here, 30 goes in here, then 15 goes in here, and 15 goes in here. Now we're going to do the same thing on the other side. Now it's time to handle the center, and what we're going to do is we're going to take a merger, and we're going to take these 2, and we're going to merge them right in the center. Then we're going to take these 2, and we're going to merge those right in the center. We're going to take these 2, we're going to merge those right in the center, and then we're going to split off into a splitter, and the splitter's going to split right here. And then what we're going to do is right here, so this would be right over the edge. We want to go back just 1, so we can fit everything that we need in there. Now all we got to do is take ourselves a conveyor belt Mark 1, hook up this one, hook up this one. This one goes in here, this goes into the middle, and then over here. This comes over here, this comes over here, this goes into the splitter. The splitter gets split into this constructor, as well as this constructor, then comes over here. Then what we're going to do is we're going to bring it down, go back 2, and then we have our beautiful 90 degree. You don't need to do this if you don't want to, but I want to. Then we're going to have this one come in here and go in there. So as you can see, we have 1, 2, 3, 4. These are making our iron rods. They split off to make our screws, and the rest go into 2 separate bins. Now for this next part, I recommend being on top of one of the constructors. You're going to go into your logistics, and you're going to get a conveyor belt lift. Aim it at this nice little hole over here, and have it coming this way. Then this one comes over here, and now you can see why we needed that gap. Then you can take a conveyor belt Mark 1 and you can connect these across. Now the plates will come over here and go into the bin. The rods will have 2 separate bins. And then what we can do is we can take our beautiful screws and have them coming over here. And we can jump. And we can do the same thing on the other side. Voila, that is looking great, but we just need one more thing, and that is power. So I'm going to grab my power line. I'm going to aim at the middle of both of these and then connect this one. Then I'm going to grab it. I'm going to jump across. I'm going to be on the next one, and I'm going to aim in the middle of those 2, and then I'm going to connect these ones right here. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go and I'm going to jump across again, aim right in the middle of these 2, and connect these 2 as well. And I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. Now, for no other reason other than it looks really good in OCD, I'm going to put one here, connect these 2, have this one come up top, and then this can go into the distance. So if I have it like out here or whatever, doesn't really matter wherever I'm going to have my power. Now, granted, you could use a different one if you like. You can use one of these 2, but it doesn't really matter. Then I can go in my power. I can grab ourselves a biomass burner. And I believe I should be needing 2 for this. As we can see, that is 45 megawatts, so I'm correct. And then I will hook up 1, and I will hook up 2. Go into these. I'm going to right-click to split it in half. Half in one, and then half in the other. And then this should get us enough power to turn this on. And there we go. Your iron is all set, nice and compact, ready to go, and you'll be having plenty of items that you need going forward. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to be it, and it looks really good. Now, to recap, let's check the board over here. We need 3 to 5 miners. Now, this is all based upon how many good nodes you get. If you have 2 pure nodes with the iron as well as the limestone, you only need 3. But if you can only find normal nodes, then you would need 5. Now, if you can only find our wonderful impure nodes, you're probably going to need 10. Smelters, you only need 6. Constructors, 16. Small containers, 9. 75 foundations with the way I built. 100 megawatts even, which was surprising when I put it all together. 13 splitters, and 7 mergers. Now, in terms of belts, power poles, wires, and all that kind of stuff, it's always better to have more than less. So you're going to have to figure out how to do that. But that's going to be it. Each one is attached to its own one. I'm going to make another video where I kind of have it all in one location if you want to try that out instead. But this makes it nice and easy and concise, and you're able to actually put the stuff together. As long as you have the base components, it makes it really easy to make other stuff like reinforced iron plates, rotors, heavy modular frames, and stuff like that. But I'll be doing more tutorials on how to do a bunch of like little factories and stuff like that for the beginning game, and you know, such forward. And then of course design. Always design. Gotta love design. But that's it for me today. You all have a wonderful day. Hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you all in the next video. Peace. Oh yeah, we had emotes.